It was back in May in 2017 when I got contacted by Daniel through Messenger and Facebook asking if I could help create a Nosferatu style vampire makeup for his new drama he was shooting that summer called The August Club. I was toying around with a few different mediums to use for the actual makeup, be it foam or gelatin, like a latex or gelatin, and I actually decided on using silicone. It's a little bit more expensive, but because of the length of time our actor was going to be in the makeup, I thought it was going to be more durable and it would be easier for him to act and easy to maintain on set. So I opted for a silicone process. So it was it was mainly two pieces for the face. I had one like actual large face piece which sat onto a bowl cap, and then the whole character was made up, and the hands had finger extensions, like a nail sculpted into the extension which sat over the tip of the fingers a bit like a sock, and on the back of the hands there was like an old age type hand makeup, so veins and wrinkles and such like that.
The makeup process was interesting. It was a bit of a nightmare at times. You were sitting there for quite a while having to get it all done. I think the first time we ever tried it, spent 4 hours alone just to do the head, and another 4 hours just on the hands, but
managed to get it down to I think 3.5 hours by the second time we applied it on set.
I mean, not to the same degree, but whenever you see these X-Men films with Mystique, I think the amount of time that someone like Jennifer Lawrence had to spend in that chair, I sympathise with her mind. It can be quite tedious. When you were wearing it, I mean, you were aware you were wearing it, but it wasn't that restrictive. Obviously, you did have to be careful not to knock it, because, you know, heavy punch to the face or you grab something too hard, it will break.
The removal of the makeup took just over half an hour, probably about 45 minutes to do. Say foam latex, which once glued down is well glued down, and then covered in like a layer of packs and other glues and things to seal it all into the skin. Once it came away, it really was quite clean. Just a little bit of cleanser just to kind of remove a little bit of glue residue off the skin.
I mean, if anything, the costume itself, this big long cloak that I was wearing, I think that was a bit more of a nightmare than the actual latex itself, because I was constantly tripping over it. In some of the testing when we were trying to look at the movements of the vampire, Daniel, director, came up with this great idea of trying to make us glide. Of course, how are you going to make someone glide? First thing you think of, like, especially when you're a kid, you know, get on that skateboard. No, Daniel, no. In the cloak, it was long, it went over the skateboard, yeah, but obviously it would go under the wheels. It just wasn't happening. It was not happening at all. One of the other little problems that I had with my costume, I mean, for all I've absolutely praised the makeup, it didn't last forever, unfortunately. Towards the end of the day, it did sort of get a bit weak. One of the trickier parts was the nails in particular. Especially the nails came quite a bit over the ends of my finger, so there's a bit of weight on them and very easy to get knocked. Going to the toilet with them nails was a nightmare. Towards the end, it did sort of start to rip every now and then, so I was, saying, go to Mark, my fingers are coming out away. This is breaking. But he was spot on. He fixed everything every time. That was a bit tricky at times. But the makeup itself, long time to put on, alright to wear, but that end product, absolutely fantastic. Well done, Mark.
And Dave, what an absolute champion bloke. He put up with all sorts and he was really, really good. And his performances are fantastic.